Hello everyone, Bandanner here. I hope you're all doing well. Welcome back to the RTS Cast and Stuff channel. If you haven't subscribed, remember to hit the subscribe button. So, we're going to do a 6th deck build today, because someone asked me if I was going to do some more deck build videos, and the answer is yes. I've just been waiting until they do all this house cleaning nonsense, because they're obviously butchering a bunch of decks, and if I make a video and then they change it again, and my video is useless a week after I've done it, which is very frustrating. I don't think they're going to change a lot for the 6th, I'm guessing, at this point. And I'm not going to do a 1v1 deck at the moment, because right now, ranked 1v1 has become a bit of 82nd Airborne forward deployment spam. And a bunch of the people that usually play a lot of ranked have actually stopped playing ranked for the most part, other than maybe dipping in and out a little bit, which says to me that something's gone wrong at the moment. Hopefully, Eugen are going to solve that. So I thought we'd do some fun deck builds. Something weird and wonderful I've never done before that I want to try out in team games and 10v10s. So one of those things is a proper air assault division with the 6th. So when I first built this, I kind of built it like I would build the 39th, but I think you could build this as more of a proper full-on air assault, and you'll have seen people doing this in multiplayer where you bring in all of the Luftstrum stuff. So we're going to go down that route and make it as much air assault as we can, though accepting, unfortunately, there is a limit to the amount of air assault units they've provided in the division, which is a shame. I think they could have added more of those units. And I was talking to Lathans about this, and he said the same thing. He wishes there were more Luftstrum units in this division. But c'est la vie, that's what it is. So, straight away, I'm going to grab the Mi-9 command helicopter. I don't usually go for command helicopters, but if we're doing an air assault deck, kind of makes sense to take that as well. Then we're going to take the Mi-26 because it's the only helicopter supply in there. I kind of wish this division had other helicopter supplies. It would kind of fit, wouldn't it? And then we'll take 2 of the Urals, just because it's quick and easy, isn't it? I'm going to move the Mi-26 away from the command, actually, just so I don't accidentally click on it. Infantry, we're going straight down to the Luftstrum stuff. We're going to take the command, and we will take that in a non-attack helicopter. We're going to take the other 2. Oop, I want to change those to the attack helicopter, though. It's making them really expensive. Just for, you know, really expensive. But we're going for an opening where we're just buying infantry and attack helicopters. It's going to end horribly. I want you to know this, especially in a 10v10. I don't think that's going to end well, but I'm going to do it anyway. I'm going to take the Conkers, which unfortunately only come in a vehicle, but it is what it is. Like I say, it would be nice if there was more in here that came in helicopters. I'm going to take the Sapri and I'm going to put them in a BTR-60, just so they have a bit of additional fire support. I mean, you don't need to do that. You could just bring them in the truck to keep them cheaper. But I'm not worrying about price. As I say, I'm thinking larger team games 10v10s for this slightly silly deck, perhaps. You could adapt it, though. You could adapt it and make it more cost-effective. Motostrelki in a BMP, in the 1PG. We're going to rank them up. We still get 6. We're going to take 2 cards of that. And we're taking the PG just because I fancy the grenade launcher. And then we do have a couple of options here. So we've got the Mott-Schutzen, which come in a couple of different BMPs, but I'm kind of leaning. They've got light support weapons. I'm umming and ahhing between these 2, and I actually think I might go with the... I'm looking for something that's cheap to hold areas. And these guys are very good because they get the 3 medium machine guns, but they have to be sat still, so they're great at holding position. But that said, these guys will give me more flexibility, and I don't want to take too much in this part of the division. So let's do that. Let's go with those guys. I'll move the RPOs all the way to this side because I'm at close range. Okay. Artillery. I mean, you could take what you want here. I like something that can smoke. The Uragan can go in there because it's still pretty decent. And do we take this for its rate of fire? See, it's 152mm, but it has the rate of fire of like the 122mm ones, which is quite appealing. And you get 2 per card. I think we do that. Tanks. Well, we're going for the T-64s because I love the T-64s, and we're going to rank them up. You could definitely take the T-80Bs, by the way. You know, they've got slightly more front... They've got 1 additional front armor compared to the T-64s. And you know, all of that gear is pretty good. Let's pin it so you can compare it. So, comparing the T-80B to the T-64BV... T-64BV has basically the same gun. Then you've got a slightly better missile, obviously. And armor-wise, it's the same, but the T-64BV gets the additional health point. Remember, that's dropped to 1 point now instead of 2 additional health points. Sensible change. The 2 additional health points was a bit ridiculous for the ERA trait. So you could take either of these. I'm just taking the T-64s because I really like the T-64s. Definitely a personal preference thing. I'm going to take that. And I'm going to take some T-55 for spammability. If I was building a 1v1 deck, I'd be very tempted to take the Rapira. For team games and 10v10s, I'm expecting artillery. And the Rapira guns are very susceptible to artillery, so I'm trying, as much as I like them and think they're very useful, I'm trying to take them less in 10v10s because as soon as the artillery starts flying, they're dead because they don't move out the way fast enough. In a 1v1 situation, your opponent might not be bringing in artillery, so you can kind of get away with them a bit, or at least shorter games, you get away with them a bit more. But yeah, in big team games and 10v10s, it's not happening. Let's move on to Recon. Recon, we've got to take the Adder. We're taking an air assault deck. We're taking as many helicopters as possible. We're going to take the Spets Grouper just because they're new and I want to put them in there. And then I kind of want to take these guys in the helicopter. Just because, again, I'd said I'd take all the helicopters and there aren't any other helicopter options. Normally, I would take the Razvedka in the UAZ. Let me unpin that, sorry. Normally, I take the Razvedka in the UAZ with the Recon trait because I like having additional Recon. But I think for this deck, since we're building it as an air assault deck, I'll take it in the helicopter. Can I just say, this is probably going to go horribly wrong in a 10v10 because of the amount of anti-air that comes out at the start and the amount of jets. But it will be very amusing. Anti-air, Igla, Tunguska, Buck. Job done. Not ranking anything up, just leaving it as is. Happy with that. Moving on to helicopters. We're taking the Escortney. We're taking the rockets. I'm very tempted to take another Escortney here because... yeah, let's do that. Taking 2 sets of the Escortney. I like the fact it's got the anti-air missiles as well, so it will help protect your other forces that you're pushing up at the start from jets. Just because... even if you don't necessarily kill them, you might scare them off. Air tab, you got to take the MiG-31s. I'm taking the clusters. So I'm not sure what else to take when it comes to air in this division. The MiG-21, I can sort of imagine sending against helicopters, but it's just going to die in a 10v10 very quickly, I think. I'm kind of tempted to take these things. Apparently the bomb dropping on these is terrible. The pattern is really wide. But they're really cheap. And they might do as little suicide jets for defensive purposes. I wouldn't be sending them near enemy AA because they're going to get shot down. Because they're very slow and they're very weak. But you're really limited in this division. Like, you MiG-21, and you cluster. The rocket ones... they're not great. Rocket attack jets used to be a lot better than they are at the moment. They're okay still, but they're not amazing. The MiG-21 AA, as I say, good against helicopters, but I don't really want this in a dogfight, in all honesty. I think I think I wouldn't take anything else there. I think it's just, I'm just taking those because they're cheap. This is the only thing. It's got air assault capability, this division, in terms of the helicopters, but it's really let down by the jets, in my opinion. But maybe the rest of the team will pick up the slack there. But let's go with that. So let's quickly run back through. So Mi-9, it's air assault. We're taking the helicopter, even if it's going to get shot down, which it will. We're taking the Urals and we're taking the Mi-26. Infantry, we're taking all of the Luftstrum available to us. I wish there were more, so we could just have a full division of this. It would make it very expensive, but never mind. Conkers, because we want long-range ATGMs. Motorstrelki in BMPs. The Mott Schutzen just in a truck, and the Sapri RPO in the BTR-60. Artillery, you could really do what you want here. I've gone with these ones just because personal preference, I guess. I always like to have a mortar in there just for the potential that I need to smoke. The Uragan, because it still does quite a bit of damage over an area. And the 2S5, because it fires very fast. That is the most important thing about that. It fires very fast for what it is. None of the other 152mm ones fire that fast. Tanks, T-64s, because I like the T-64, and that is the only reason. All the T-64s because I like the T-64s. And I actually be tempted. In fact, I'm going to take out the standard T-64B and put in another set of the T-64BVK, making this extremely expensive, but I will just utilize them as tanks to push with the T-64BVs. That's what I'm thinking in my head. Very expensive tank. You see, technically, I should probably just bring the T-80Bs at that point. You don't get many per card. This is a really bad division for tanks in terms of what you get per card. Because you jump from the 80-point T-55 to 235 points. There's no like 160-point tank in the middle anywhere. It's an expensive deck when it comes to this. Recon, air assault, gotta take the helicopter. Spets Group at A, because they're new, we've got to take them. And these guys, because they come in a helicopter. Air assault deck rule. Anti-air, I mean, just because they're the best options there. 2 sets of the Escortney to assist with that air assault. And the Mi-8MT just stick in the end there. The Mi-2 Urn thing, no. I don't know why you'd take that. It's only got 4 health. I know it's cheap, but I'd rather have something that has 8 health and can take 2 hits from most man-pads. In fact, if not all man-pads, I think it's only radar AA that could kill it in one. And then the MiG-31, because it's your only decent AA jet, and then anything else is just take what you want here. I'm taking the cluster just because any additional anti-tank stuff is good. And then these just because they're cheap and cheerful. I don't think their bomb spread is very good. I'm pretty sure that's a complaint that I've heard. I can't remember last time I tested them. But yeah, there you go. A 6th air assault deck for team games and 10v10s that is probably going to end badly. But I'll have fun trying it. Thanks for watching, everyone. Please, as ever, like, share, subscribe, and I'll see you all soon for some more WARNO.